Hello everyone, I am Jyoti. In this video, I am going to discuss about introduction to parallel and distributed computing using Hadoop and MapReduce. Before going to the original topic, let me overview about what is parallel and distributed computing. What is parallel computing? Parallel computing means it is a type of computing architecture in which several processes simultaneously execute multiple calculations, break down into over complex problem. That means that when there is a complex problem, it will divide that complex problem into smaller parts and finally it will process that problem and solve that. That means the goal of the parallel problem is to complete the work in a faster way. In order to do that, it break down the larger problems into smaller independently and execute the problems simultaneously by multiple processes using the shared memory. The results of which are combined upon the completion as an overall algorithm. And next, see what are the applications of parallel computing. Coming to the applications of parallel computing, there are huge applications in the real time. Let me discuss some. One is databases and data mining, and second one is real-time simulations of system, and the third one is science and engineering, and fourth one is advanced graphics, AI, AR and VR. Now let me discuss about what is distributed computing. Distributed computing means it is a computing system that consists of multiple software components that are on multiple computers but ran as a single system. Let us understand this in a clear way. Distributed computing means it consists of multiple software components that are on the multiple systems. That means that the computers are in a distributed system can be physically closed together and are connected to a local network, or they can be geographically distant and connected by the wide area network. A distributed system can be consist of the number of possible configurations such as personal computers, workstations, kind of things. And the main goal of the distributed computing system is to make such a network as a single computer. This is mean by distributed computing system. Now let us understand about what is parallel and distributed computing. Parallel distributed computing means this actually builds on the fundamental concepts of the concurrency, mutual exclusion, consistency in state, and message passing and shared memory models. And not only that, this parallel and distributed computing is there is a simultaneous growth in the availability of big data and in the number of simultaneous users on the internet, that pressures mainly on to carry out the computer task in order computer task either in a parallel or simultaneous way. So this is where the parallel and distributed computing come into the picture. At that time, the parallel distributed computing occurs across many different topics in the area of computer science, including algorithms, computer architecture, networks, operating systems, kind of things. Now let us see the original topic, that is parallel distributed computing in Hadoop. Hadoop means it is an Apache open source framework which is written in Java that allows the distributed processing of larger data sets across clusters of computers using simple programming models. That means Hadoop is actually Apache framework which is made to do which is made to handle the larger data sets using Java programming language. And this Hadoop is designed to scale up from single server to thousands of machines, even offer local computation and storage. And coming to the next, that is Hadoop architecture. Hadoop architecture mainly consists of two core layers. One is MapReduce, that means distributed computation, and second one is Hadoop distributed file system, which is also called as distributed storage. And the other two modules are Yarn framework and common utilities. Now let us understand each of these in detail. First one is distributed computation. Distributed computation means MapReduce. So let's see that. MapReduce means it is a parallel programming model for writing distributed applications devised at Google for efficient processing of large amounts of data on larger clusters that are reliable and flaw tolerant manner. That means MapReducing is a parallel programming model for writing distributed applications derived at Google, and this MapReduces can be done using the Hadoop, which is a Apache open source software. And second one is distributed storage. That is Hadoop Distributed File System, HDFS. And this Hadoop Distributed File System is similar to the Google File System, and it also provides a distributed file system that is designed on a community hardware. That means that in order to store the distributed storage, we use the Hadoop distributed file system, and this Hadoop distributed file system actually runs on the local community and has many similarities with the existing distributed file systems. And this, however, the differences from the distributed file system are significant. It is highly fault tolerant, and it also provides the through output access to application data, and it is suitable for applications having large data sets. So this is what Hadoop distributed file system. And coming to the other two modules, that are Hadoop Common and Hadoop Yarn. What is Hadoop Common? Hadoop Common means it is a Java. In this Hadoop Common, there are Java libraries and utilities required by the Hadoop modules. And coming to the Hadoop Yarn, it is a framework for job scheduling and cluster resource management. Now let us understand how Hadoop actually works. How Hadoop actually works means Hadoop basically runs on the code across the clusters of computer. This process includes the following core modules which I am going to discuss. Firstly, the data which is there in the directories are divided into the data which is giving as input is first divided into directories and files. After dividing the directories and files, the files are again uniformly divided into uniform size of blocks, like 128 MB, 64 MB kind of blocks. And after that, these files are then distributed across the cluster nodes for further process. And finally, the Hadoop distributed file system, that means HDFS, being on the top of the local file system, it supervises all the process. After that, the blocks which are replicated for handling software failures, and finally these blocks executes the problem successfully. And after executing the problem, they perform the sort that takes place between the map and reduce stages. After performing the sorting technique, the files are finally stored in the certain computer. It will send those files to a certain computer. After sending those files to a certain computer, finally that certain computer writes the debugging logs for that each job. This is how the Hadoop actually works. Coming to the advantages of Hadoop, it is very efficient because Hadoop is very efficient. Because the Hadoop framework allows the users to write and test distributed systems. It is efficient, and it is automatically distributes the data and work across the machines, and in turn it utilizes the underlying parallelism of CPU cores. And not only that, it doesn't rely on the hardware to provide the fault tolerance and high availability. So rather than Hadoop library itself has been designed to detect and handle the errors, it will use on the application layer, and the servers cannot be added or removed from the cluster dynamically. And Hadoop continues to operate without interprediction. And not only that, the another main advantages of Hadoop is it is a part of the as it is a part of the open source. It will provide multiple advantages because the Hadoop actually returns based on the Java language, which is very useful to write different Hadoop codes. Now let us understand MapReduce in detail. As I said earlier, MapReduce means it is a part of the Hadoop architecture. So let us understand that the Hadoop architecture part, MapReduce in detail. MapReduce means actually it is a framework used for making applications that helps the process of that helps to handle the huge kind of data sets. Now Hadoop means this MapReduce will divide. How the MapReduce actually works means it will divide the task into smaller parts and processes each part independently by assigning them to different systems. After all the parts are processed and analyzed, the output of each computer is collected in one single location, and then output data sets is prepared for the given problem. Now let us understand this definition in a clear way. Actually, this map reduce executes in three different stages. One is mapping stage, and second one is shuffling stage, and the third one is reducing stage. Now let us understand this each stage in detail. In the mapping stage, actually, the main job of the mapping function is to process the input. Generally, the input will be getting from a source of the data. So that input is taken in the form of a directory or a file, and it is stored in a HDFS, that means Hadoop distributed file system, and this input file is passed into the mapper function line by line. And after passing that input function line by line, the mapper function processes the data and creates several small chunks of data. That means from the whole input, it will divide that input line by line, and after dividing that input, it will divide that input in the form of chunks. That means it will divide the data into small parts. That is a main function of the mapping phase. Next, after dividing that data into small chunks, it will move the data to the shuffling phase. Now let us understand what actually happens in shuffling phase. This is a phase that consists of the output of the mapping phase, and the main task of this shuffling phase is to consolidate the relevant records from the mapping phase output. And after collecting the relevant outputs from the mapping phase output, the shuffling phase again gives its output to the reducing phase, which is the third phase of the map reduce. In this reduce phase, the output values from the shuffling phase are aggregated, so it combines these values from the shuffling phase and finally returns a single output value. In short to say, it summarizes the whole data set, complete data set. This is how the map reducing actually works. Now let us understand this map reduce in a clear way with an example. So now let us consider this example. If you have considered this example, in this, if you have given the input file consisting of 3 lines, like birds, deer, bear, river kind of words. First, what will happen? The data will be splitted into line by line. So after splitting the data will be traveled to the mapping phase. In as I said earlier, the main job of the mapping phase is to read the data line by line from the input and noting the frequency of each word that was being occurring on the line. For example, if you have taken the line deer, bear, and river, so the main job of the mapping phase is to read and count the frequency of each word. So it will count the frequency of word deer. How many times it occurred? One time. So it will note that. After the beer, how many times it occurs one time. So it will note that. And finally river, it occurs how many times? One time. So it will note that count. In the same way, it will note the count of remaining 2 lines also. After noting the count of each and every line, it will move that data to the shuffling phase. And after moving the data to the shuffling phase, as I said earlier, what is the main aim of the shuffling phase? The main aim of the shuffling phase is to shuffle the data and taking the words that were being occurred on the overall file. That means, for example, if you have taken the word bear, how many times it occurs in the first file? Is there any bear word? Yes, it's there. So it will note that count. And in the second file, it will check for the word bear. If it is there, it will note that count. If it is not there, it will not take. If you have compared in the third file, there is a word named bear, so it will note that count. In that way, the shuffle phase will note the frequency of each word from each output of the mapping phase. After noting each word count, it will finally return that output file to the reduce phase. After moving the file to the reduce phase, what is the main aim of the reduce phase? The main aim of the reduce phase is to count the frequency of each word from the overall outputs of the shuffling phase. That means it will count how many times the word bear occurs. So it will sum up the list of occurrences from the shuffle phase. Bear, suppose 2 times, 1, 1 means it occurred 2 times. So it will sum up 1 plus 1, 2. In that way, it will sum up the frequencies of each word from the whole output of the shuffling phase. And finally, it will return that total occurrences of each word to the resultant phase. This is how the MapReduce actually works. Finally, to conclude this, let me summarize this. Mapping phase means, first of all, a job of the mapping phase is to count the number of occurrences of each word from the input, and after counting the occurrences of each word from the input, and it will prepare the list of words with the word and frequency, like key and value pair. After making the words as key and value pairs, it will move that data to the shuffling phase. And in the shuffling phase, the same words are combined, the same words which are there in the mapping phase will be combined together, and it will note down the respective frequency of the words. And finally, the output of this shuffling phase will be moved to the reduce phase. In the reduce phase, it will aggregate the values of the shuffling phase and calculates the total occurrences of each word in that shuffling phase. This is how the MapReduce actually works. And thank you.